So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to show you exactly how to make an animation like that. I'm going to show you the principle, how to set up a scene so you can produce overlays or video clips which could work as a transition between video clips. So using that for, I don't know, Adobe Premiere Pro or whatever, which I wouldn't recommend because you can also do video editing with Blender. Just saying that's possible. Anyway, so this technique being understood can be used for all kinds of things, like overlays, like we see in here, this one here, or transitions. Like I also have this planet transition for video for my Let's Play stuff, right? So you can see the camera zooms in. Basically, what happens is you cannot see this very well. The planet becomes transparent, and that's cool. I think in this scene you can see it better. So you can see here the screen is now, that's kind of cool. Let's do that in simple. um I'm not cover everything today. So if you're a complete new beginner, let me know. I can do the same thing, just much more beginner friendly. I really like that. I don't like the expert so much, but the beginner I really enjoy. You know what I mean. Anyway, okay, let's get to that. So first of all, we need a transparent background. Let's start with that. Let's jump into the viewport shading renderer. So we are in Eve currently, and it doesn't matter which render you use, Eve or Cycles. Then in the render properties, if we click on that, down here we have film. Under film we have transparent. So the checkbox for transparent, you see? So that basically means that there is no alpha information. If you just would render that like so and saving this like a PNG file, like when we go to the render settings output, you see a PNG, and this one is on the RGBA. The A stands for alpha. Alpha is needed for the transparent crap. So if it says alpha, that just means you can make the background transparent or something like that. Okay, I just ate 2 burgers. I'm too old to do that. Anyway, good. Let's set up the scene first. So we have a transparent background. That's already good. We're gonna say Shift A, getting a plane. This is gonna be our ground. We make the plane 20 meters. Now we grab delete the cube. Obviously, that has to be done. I would say Shift A. We need a second plane, much smaller, like so. And then go to items, T, then this guy will help us a bit, and I'm going to position, this is going to be a table. We're going to make a quick table. So let's just, adjust that roughly. Let's make it a rough table. I want to be fast, but I don't want to be TikTok fast. This is some next generation shit. I'm not interested in that. But I don't want to bore you at the same time. Today I'm going to do something just for you because I'm nice. So yeah, this one is done. I'm gonna just delete that. So, and then go to the, this is not important what I do right now. This is just, I make it more cozy maybe. A simple table will just do fine here. A very simple one. Nothing special. Maybe a little bit special like so. Oh wait. Apply the scale. That's tricky. It's gonna, oh, I think it worked out. Yeah, okay. So we have a nice table. Isn't that nice? I mean, he's hovering still, but it's something. Now let's insert that a bit. Here we go. Now we have an almost nice table. That's good. Let's fill this guy in here. That's gonna be a little bit more tricky, but it's doable. And as so often, there are so many ways of doing the same thing. Yeah, so and Blender. Not sure. Okay, so table is here. That's good. We have a table. Let's give it a different color. Let's make a table look like so. That's good enough. Ground also. Let's give it a different color. Like something is off with my mouse. Okay, nice ground, shiny table. Let's grab here maybe. Oh, you know what? new plane. This is all gonna be our screen, like so, and maybe like so, 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 so. Ta-da! That should do the trick for now. We have a screen, we need a color. Let's say screen black. And now we do this one here. A little bit insert. This is gonna be our actual screen. Here we go. Delicious 2 burgers, but I'm tired now. Like so. So a little bit more shiny and needs more light. And here we go. I'm gonna save this file. You cannot see that. I changed my settings a bit. So when you see me doing moving the mouse right now, I see something you don't. So I'm gonna save this as, I don't know, TV. Here we go. TV. And this looks already good. Maybe we have a little bit too much light here. So. There you go. Yeah. Let's go to this one. This is optional. I mean, I have a new GPU, so why not using it? Okay. So ray tracing, but that's not needed. It doesn't matter here. Okay, so we have this one. But how is the problem? No, how do we gonna make the transition? You know, make it so that how do we do that? You know, first of all, we need we have the background is transparent. But for this scene, as you can see, which I really like. By the way, those robots, they build a new car. It's called Black Raven. It's a great animation. I put a lot of effort into that. Worked hard on it. My friend likes it. And I made this car to honor him. And if he likes it, it's really good. So check it out. Check out Black Raven. Good. So we need, if I would just, render it like that, then everything is a background. But you cannot see that, right? Oh, I have to pause. I think my system is crashing. This is a new system still to me. So I have to restart Blender. I'm using here. Linux is still new and there are some hiccups. That should suffice. But usually it runs stable. Anyway, so I restarted Blender. Yeah, exactly. So we have here a transparent background. The problem is we want only the screen to be, to have transparency, so that we get the idea of, being in a room and then suddenly we escape into the actual video, right? That's the idea. At least that's what I want to show you. It's very simple. We need to hide the background with another cube, whatever you like, whatever you prefer, So I'm gonna just duplicate this plane, make it bigger, a little bit beneath. And now I'm gonna just, cover us in a new cube. Here is a new cube. And now we have, basically we have a proper background. You can, replace if you want to use an HDRI and stuff like this. You can actually use a sphere or something like that. They're still usable, but just saying. So anyway, but a cube is actually suffice, and we can also just use the cube to add some, scatter or volume absorption. I like actually. To make the scene a bit more interesting, but with a less, I mean, this is not important for this thing here. Bam, bam, bam. So the light is actually, I know, you don't see this really so hard. It's, ignore that if you're not interested in that. Okay, yeah, so we have the camera. Let's, and we have the screen. So now for the exports, probably that took already way too long, right? Could have shown that right at the beginning, but it didn't, and whatever. Here, in order to make this one here transparent, it's simple, but that's something while I'm doing it, at Shift A, wait. Let's click on the material properties of the screen here, and then, the screen material. And here in the object shader properties, and if I make this bigger, Shift A, we look for hold out. This guy basically, I didn't know that, is basically makes things transparent, but only if the background is transparent, you see? Now we can actually just do the animation, This is actually the main thing. But we can also play around with that. We can add a shader, let's say shader, add shader or mix shader would be good. Plugging this in here and this one in here. This is the technique I used. And now we can switch the screen on and off, you know, right? This is the idea. Yeah, and the rest is just set up for the camera. So I'm gonna go do this quickly. So we have here the camera at a certain position. I'm not gonna overcomplicate it right now. We can use the techniques to actually track the camera, to, you know, lock track and stuff like this. But today not. So I'm just gonna position. This is just mistakes here. Here we go. Let's say 90 degree. Let's be super German accurate here. That's good. Position like so. Oh, you know what? Let's use it like that. Why not? It's funny. Okay. I for insert keyframe at the frame 1 position, and then here too we go further into the scene. And actually we can, you know, let's see how what is fast enough. Now let's try to you know, reset the no, it's just this one here. I'm gonna set this to all, and then I'm gonna go basically I just make the animation for, here we go. Okay, so we're gonna just zoom in into the screen. That's about it. So let's go back. So this would be the animation. Unfortunately I forgot to actually, something I did wrong here. Let me check. I have to reset this one here. Didn't override the keyframe. So now it's overwritten. Let's see. Now we have a simple animation, right? And here we go. So that's about it. Now let's use this technique. We have to do some more work. That would be already enough. So as soon as everything is black, or when we click on the black, transparent, right? As soon as everything is transparent, the animation basically it's done. So it's probably done at 160 to be sure. I'm gonna put in 161, so we should have enough keyframes. So very simple animation. We just zoom into the screen, and that's about it. Let's see how this works. I'm gonna save it here. Now let's set up the output. That's an important thing. By the way, if you I just want to say this now before I forget. When we have the final video and you use a tool like VLC Media Player, they are not good at playing those videos. They look all bizarre or weird or whatever you wanna call that. Instead of that, use a standard video editing software. Every video editing software, including Blender video editing software, should be able to handle this as an overlay. You know, just drag and drop. Maybe I can show this with Blender. It's actually, it works with Blender. It works with OBS. It works with OpenShotCard. I think it's a program I recently checked out. Let me check. OpenShot Video Editor. OpenShot Video Editor is available for Linux and Windows as far as I know. OBS is what I will record with right now, right? So, okay, but I'm going to show you the principle with the video editing in Blender. Okay, so now output. I'm going to do offline quickly. Let me pause. Okay, output is already done. And so I'm going to save it here on my desktop. And I actually could have shown that because I forgot that I don't show everything. Yeah, the most important thing is this one, but we will not see this one. As soon as we change here from PNG to FFmpeg, this option is going to disappear for a while. It's going to reappear, and we have to adjust it later. This is very important. Otherwise, it will not work like that. Also, video files, I realized they can become really large. You know, so keep that in mind. They're not average video file sizes. They are sometimes larger, especially scenes like that. If you just only have an overlay like this one, you know, that's not too, those kind of things are not too large. But when there is a lot of information, you know, then it's gonna be large or larger than expected, maybe. Yeah. I mean, nowadays games and stuff like this are, I mean, you know, you should have enough space. Delete a game or something. It's not that bad. No. It's not that bad. It's not 100 gigabyte. Okay. So file format FFmpeg for now. We'll go down to now have to think metadata. No, encoding, here we go. This one, we go to, no, we switch from PNG to FF MPEG video, and then we go to encoding. Under encoding, we go down to QuickTime, and under QuickTime, we go to video coding, and we say QuickTime animation. There might be other options. You can play around with other ideas. You know, this one works for me. I'm using that. That's fine. Okay, that's so far so good. But now see, this RGBA, reappeared, but it's not checked. That's super important. It happens very often that I forget that step. You know, so I'm just saying that again. It's important. We need alpha means a transparent background. If you have this one, then the transparent background is just black. You could do the same principle with green screen or something, that green screen technique, but I find this technique better because it's cleaner. It's really clean. That's the idea. It's super clean. That's what I like about. I'm very excited about this, but maybe I'm old. You guys may already know this technique. I do not know. I was, I saw that very late when I worked with Blender. I always thought about how could I make something like that. Now, anyway, so everything is set up to be exported now. I use, in this case, I turn off ray tracing. There's almost no metallic. That would be a waste, so it would be faster. I'm gonna render that now. And you don't see the render steps as the video. But you see the render is going through that. Sure, I could skip that, but again, once in a while I'm gonna do, maybe if I can, something faster, but I don't want to make this a habit. I don't want to please you, but I want to, this is my way of, once in a while. But if you are a beginner, again, I'm very, beginners I really like, because, I can relate very well to beginners. So, we wait a bit, and let me think. When I hope the Blender is not. Oh, okay. Yeah. I switched to Linux, but I have a new GPU, so that's cool. Although didn't switch, but I use Linux and Microsoft now. That's more accurate. Okay, here we go. So animation is done. Let's see if I can already show you that as a final result. You see, but just drag and drop this into this one here, and you see this would be the animation we just did. And that's actually the principle. We could do more. We can make it, we could make it fun. And also, what I thought once, I want to show you. Oh, you know what? No, I don't want to. Maybe at the end. Or maybe I can show you this quickly. Okay. I accidentally opened Firefox, so go back to Blender. Here we go. So what I wanted to test before I show you the video editing, I had this a different idea. I was thinking, hey, what if sometimes you can, instead of doing this one, I was thinking sometimes a mouse click is basically making a window bigger, right? So let's try that one. So let's say this is another plane here, right? I'm gonna use this time. This you don't have to memorize, just a little technique. But if you wanna know stuff, just ask me. Okay, I make this one here smaller, like so. This is just an idea. I don't know how this will look. I'm curious myself. The tutorial is almost, actually you can already, as an expert, you know everything. You can go already. So let's see. Okay, that's the starting position. Okay, now it would be end position. Good, I'm gonna hide this for a second. I'm gonna do make two materials. So this is just standard black. And so this is just a standard black, nothing has changed. And the other plane, this one still has that, but I don't need that one here. We only need a holdout to simplify it. So we have here a plane with the holdout only. You can see it works for both sides. Okay, and now let's say this would be a mouse click. A mouse click and the window would just get bigger as an animation, right? So let's do that. I'm gonna animate only this one here. Jip, yeah. Okay, we start small and like so maybe. And where's the camera? I'm gonna just turn this off here. Yeah, that's good. Like maybe a little bit faster. Let's make this just, just a window. Maybe even lower. Yeah, that could be cool, right? It's a little bit, it doesn't really work here. We could hide that before the animation, or we're just gonna do lazy stuff. You see there's still, this wouldn't work. Either we would do it properly, like we did before, or I'm just gonna put this behind. I'm gonna do a keyframe here, putting this guy here behind. Just this is the lazy way. So, but when I did painter stuff in my youth, like a construction painter, which I didn't finish the Ausbildung, but what they said, Lucas, if they cannot see it, you don't have to paint there. That's what they said. Okay, so we have this one. Bump. Okay, looks good, right? Okay, so let's override that. And if this is when this is done, I'm gonna show you how you transport that into into Blender. Into the Blender video editing, so it's still calculating, right? So let's see. I could actually use a nice video, but I don't want to spoil myself. Gaming. So while I'm preparing the video. So let me pause. I'm gonna prepare the video. Okay, so I know which video I'm gonna use. Now let's play the animation again. Not this one. This one. Does it work? Oh, it doesn't work at all. Why would that be the case? Well, maybe I have to re-import it. I think that's the problem. I think I just used the same. Yeah, it was just a re-importing thing in OBS. See, now basically it didn't. It doesn't really look so good because the background. And now let me just change that quickly. Let's go to like a normal Blender scene. Let's see how this works again. So this would be the scene. See, that's the okay. I was also curious how this looks. Can be used like that, or other things. You can use it as a transition video, right, where something goes like everything is background, and then it fills in with some stuff, and then you disassemble it again. With transparency, that you can do whatever you want. So let's go quickly to, let me save that here. So new file, video editing, and but super delicious actually. Okay, now I'm gonna drag and drop the video. You should actually check it out. I'm gonna drag and drop it in here. This is the video. You should check it out. I'm gonna show you this one here. You have freaking no idea. This is done in Eve, Let me just go to this. Here we go. Check this out. It's on this channel. Okay, I don't want to spoil too much. Just advertise that. Now let's drag and drop the video we just created. I have to go to desktop, and this one here. Just dragging and drop it. Ta-da! Oops, the sound is a little bit loud. Here I'm gonna decrease the volume. You hear this? Huh? Okay, so that was faster. Again, if you're a beginner, happily I'll do a video for you where I go over this slower. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.